fond of expanding his vocabulary. There are some words he uses more than others. Enjoy as he explains why he chooses to use some words more than others. The title of his speech is The F Words. Please join me in welcoming Oscar Velasquez.
I love to use the F words. I'm not going to make any apologies. It's part of my vocabulary. Let me make that clear. I like to use the F words in no particular order: family, food, and friends. I love to entertain. I like to have people over my house. I like to cook for them. And I was thinking, when did this all start? Well, for me, it started in 1973. I was 24 years old. I was just completing 4 years in the Navy, and I had taken 30 days leave and was traveling through Europe. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Think about this. Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Spain, France, the Netherlands. For about 3 weeks, I was able to travel to these countries. I wasn't able to spend a lot of time in each one, obviously, but I had a Euro pass, which meant I could just hop on and go anywhere I wanted, and I did. On a whim, I was there. One particular incident or experience I want to share with you. Switzerland, a place called Lake Constance. I had a friend who was over there visiting his in-laws, and he said, if you ever get to this part of the world, give me a call. Well, he was surprised when I did. I called him up, he answered the phone. Pat, Oscar, I'm here at the train station. Can you come get me? He was down there. He took me to a local hotel, set me up, and for 3 days, I got to know this wonderful little city, Lake Constance in Switzerland. Now picture this. The city is by a lake. The lake has a castle, an island in the center, and with this old castle. And the streets, some of them are so narrow, they have cobblestones. It was like a Disney movie. It was beautiful. It was the middle of summer. And I spent 3 days exploring. One evening, Pat comes to me and says, would you like to meet my friends? Have some food? Sure, okay. So I went over to his in-laws' house for dinner. Authentic German family. Everyone except me and Pat and his wife spoke German. There was about 6 people there. So the language was kind of tough to get through, but we got through it. They took me into the dining room, and there was this big table, maybe about the size of this, a little bit bigger and wider for about 8 people. And it was all set up. It had all the cutlery. It had the beautiful china. It had candles. It had napkins. Everything was, it looked like a Martha Stewart type of a table. The whole setup was beautiful. And the food is coming to me. And I walked in, and I didn't recognize the food, but it smelled so good. They had things like sauerbraten. They had things like schnitzel and wurst. And they had dessert, apple strudel. Oh, the strudel was to die for. And they had wine too. They had a couple bottles of some nice white German wines. It was so good. We polished them off with the strudel, and it was one of those memories that I have still. I met family. I made friends, and I had some good food. And those people, I still stay in contact with after all these years. 3 days later, I'm on my way to Italy. And I stopped in a couple cities, but I finally made it to Venice. Venice. It's the middle of July. It's hot. It's muggy. There's people all over the place. I should be miserable with just the heat, but I wasn't. I was a sailor. I was in a new town. I was going to have a good time. And I did. After I got a place to stay, which was just a little room with a cot in it, because I couldn't find any hotel, I was walking down the main avenue there in Venice, Palacio San Marco, I think that's what it's called, the street. And I'm walking, and all these smells are coming through, these sidewalk cafes, and I stopped at one, and I pulled up a chair, and I sat down, and the waiter came over, these Italian waiters came over, and he gave me the menu, and I looked at the menu, and I go, well, don't bring me this one, bring me the prezzo fisso menu, the fixed price menu. Don't bring me the a la carte, give me the cheap menu, okay? So he brings over the cheaper menu, and granted, now, I was a cook at that time. I mean, my idea of Italian cooking was Pizza Hut, okay? And here I am in one of the most wonderful places in Italy for food, Venice. And I start looking at the menu, and I call over the waiter and says, help me out, please, in my kind of big Latin Italian, help me out, put forward, you know? And he comes over and he goes, I'd help you. And I look at this, he goes, what is this, bruschetta? What is bruschetta? Well, it's bread, bruschetta is bread with basil and olive oil, you love this. And I says, what is this calzone? He says, calzone, oh, you're gonna love calzone. It's a bread, it's got meat inside of it, it's delicious for you, you're gonna love it. What else? Pesto, what is pesto? Pesto is my favorite. Pesto is basil and olive oil, and you like spaghetti? All Americans like spaghetti, yes? We put it over spaghetti, you love this. Okay, I'll order some lasagna. So I ordered some lasagna instead, which was great. It was to die for, it's Spanish lasagna. And for dessert, some gelato. Gelato. What is gelato? I asked him. Gelato is ice cream, Italian ice cream. It's the best. You love it. Not 31 flavors, it's the best. And the wine, of course the wine, the Chianti wine. I went out and partied with these servers later on, and we watched the sun come up in Venice, and we stayed friends to this day. I mean, food, family, and friends with these people. The other countries, other speeches. When I got home from LAX, my parents picked me up, and they asked me, Oscar, how was your trip? Mom, it was Dad, it was great. I got good food. I made good friends, and I'm happy to be here with family. So, I say to you, hopefully one of these days I can have some of you over to my house, yes, where I'll share those 3 words with you: food, family, and friends. Madam Toastmaster.